it up to Sykes, gets a touch in! Brittany Sykes at the buzzer!
Field turf surfaces. Graham Gano, the veteran, 36 years old. Great breakthrough by Thomas, who blocked it! And Igbenogany has it for Dallas. Noah Igbenogany stays in bounds, and the Cowboys special teams gets the first score of the year. Touchdown, Dallas!
The snap, it's a short punt. Gibson on the return, near side. I don't see any flags. Gibson inside the 30, hits the Jets, and he's gonna go. Jets win it. Touchdown, rookie Xavier Gibson. Game over.
This is Rafique Louison, and you are tuned in to Nothing But That Sports Talk. Okay, we get it. The New York Giants are not as good as the Dallas Cowboys, and the Mystics are not teaching sleep on. But at least they just walk out with a win. And so welcome to this episode of Nothing But That Sports Talk with Rafique Louison alongside Ashley Baker. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Doing all right. Yeah, that loss. You guys were clearly the better team last Saturday. Let's just say that. Come on, you shut us down for the first drive of the game. Thoughts?
So listen, that defense, man, our defense is like that, Rafique. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michael Parsons, obviously the star of the defense. DeMarcus Lawrence on the other edge. You got Odigizua, Jonathan Hankins. You know, our secondary is incredible, obviously, with the addition of Stephon Gilmore and, you know, Trayvon Diggs. I mean, they're fast. They're flying all over the place. You got Marquise Bell, guys that come in and make chances or just make something out of the opportunities that they're given. And Dan Quinn got the boys playing, man. That defense, I mean, we're the only team that, you know, had a 40-point lead on the other team. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Rafique. You know what I'm saying? Sorry it had to be the Giants. But, you know, look, Dallas, I have dreamed of a defense like this from the Cowboys for probably the last decade. So I'm excited, and Dan Quinn got them boys out there playing.
Yeah, I mean, so I got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah,
those plays that you guys pulled off for blocking Graham Gino's field goal, take it all the way to the house.
I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that, Rafique.
To the interceptions that you guys had off Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
you Cowboys are just these Cowboys kids came to play.
You see it.
Like,
but
seriously,
let me ask you this though, from like a Giants perspective though, like, is y'all's offensive line that bad, or is it something like I really don't know? Can you educate me on y'all offensive line, or were we just that good that they were getting beat?
Nah, you pretty much outsmarted the offensive line. I mean, I feel like the offensive line was kind of wishy-washy at worst, because we could have been doing a better job of properly preparing for the type of team the Dallas Cowboys are going to become.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I gotta get, even though Dak Prescott didn't do much on the offensive end, they got a lot of help for the defense, and with the missed field goal and the field goal blocked, the Giants probably would not have been able to get much offense going, but the defense and the special teams literally changed the whole complexion of that game. And you guys are the reason why half the New York Giants crowd left halfway through the game.
I saw that. That was crazy. But also the rain. I mean, it was rainy out there too. Like, I'm not sitting out in the rain to watch my team get their butt kicked. Like, I'm gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all not even putting up no points. I'd probably left too.
Well, you're a Cowboys fan. If you were in New Jersey as a Cowboys fan, I mean, obviously you go to a lot of NFL games. I have yet to be to one game at MetLife Stadium, let alone the NFL.
I haven't been to MetLife either. I haven't been to MetLife yet either.
Haven't been to MetLife either. Mm-hmm. But you've been to Dallas Cowboys games. You've been to games in the DMV area. So when you see games go on like this, like what has had you thinking about, not just as a Cowboy fan, but as an NFL fan?
Well, even when I went down, so you know we blew out the Colts last December. It was a Sunday night football game. I think it was the first week of December when I went down there. And when it was like, I think it was like 40 something in that game, and I left, and Dallas ended up scoring like 2 more touchdowns after I left, but I left like midway through the third quarter, and that's inside. So once I start seeing it going a certain way, I know that we're gonna pull away. It's not, we ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm trying to beat the crowd out of the stadium. So even if I was in MetLife and Dallas was tearing it up like that, it was raining, I would have left. I'd have left too. I ain't mad at the fans. I would have rolled out.
Yeah, and speaking of not doing much, Dak Prescott only had about like 143 yards. But
yeah, he was chilling.
But he didn't really need to do much when you have good rushing attack from Tony Pollard, who managed to get 2 touchdowns on 70 yards. And even Turpin got into the yak by getting 1 touchdown, even though he only had 40 yards. But it was enough for you guys to get some scores as well. So you look at about like 21 points out of points, which is like, so the 19 other points you got was thanks to the defense.
Basically, at least 14 of those was defense. You know what I'm saying? So again, I have been praying for a defense like this. I'm really happy to see it. Again, Dan Quinn got them boys playing. I'm just super grateful that he did leave in the offseason, because he was getting head coaching calls. So to stay and say that we got unfinished business here. And Jerry, that's the one spot in the entire team. Obviously, he's letting up on the offense and letting Mike McCarthy do his thing. He kind of has been since Mike has been there. But to really just let Dan Quinn do his thing and call the shots, it's paying off. Just letting DQ do his thing, man. So I'm loving it. And when, again, like you said, when the defense is that good, the offense doesn't have to do much. Show me a year where Russell Wilson had the Legion of Boom and he had 4,000 or 5,000 yards passing. I don't know. I mean, that team was, I could be wrong, but I don't know if he had these immaculate years when he had that great defense. So defense, they win championships, man. They win championships. I'm excited.
Yeah, you're excited. Yeah, I know you're excited this year. And look, I know this is the year you're probably thinking the Cowboys are going to win it all, but don't get your hopes up. Because next week you got the New York Jets, and we'll get more into your win-loss projections after this victory from this point on. But yeah, let's look at your next opponent, the New York Jets. Obviously, you know what happened with Arron Rodgers. He's out for the year after injuries, ankle after literally four snaps. What has it got you thinking about as far as the Jets going forward?
That's a huge blow. That's a huge blow to the Jets.
All the hype.
Huge blow. Yeah, that's a huge blow to the Jets. It's a huge blow to the league. It's a huge blow to the fans, in my opinion, because it's Arron Rodgers, and that could have literally been his last snap. He's 40 years old, nursing and trying to rehab an Achilles injury. I just don't know how probable that is. And I was interested in seeing what he would do for the first time without being under Green Bay. And to have his season end like that after, like you said, 4 snaps, man, that my mouth was on the floor. I was in awe. It was really unfortunate to see. Prior to that, though, I had the Jets winning the division, and I had the Dolphins being a wild card. I didn't have the Bills making the playoffs at all. Obviously, that by default, they're going to make the playoffs now. I still have Miami winning the division. I think Buffalo will come in as a wild card. But it really does change the complexity of things, man. I mean, Dallas was going, we was looking forward to seeing Arron Rodgers against that defense. Everybody was looking forward to seeing Patrick Mahomes and Arron Rodgers. We're getting robbed of that again. Now at this point, we're not going to see Patrick Mahomes and Arron Rodgers against each other. We're getting robbed of that again. So, prayers up to him. I hate that it had to be Arron Rodgers. I hate injuries for any player. But I don't give the Jets much of a chance. Not with Zach Wilson back there as quarterback, man. Like, they have a great defense, but Zach Wilson, they already making phone calls to get somebody else in there. They're already making phone calls.
Yeah, I don't trust Zach Wilson as my starting quarterback for the rest of the season. But even though, although they were able to get the win yesterday, you see that Hunt return for a touchdown, right? And you see how they were able to get like 3 interceptions off Josh Allen, right?
No, yeah, but I think a lot of those were bad judgment calls from Josh Allen. He has to be better. Those interceptions shouldn't, to the same person. Like, at what point are you not going to try that?
Sauce Gardner is not a guy to be sleeping on.
You know what I'm saying? So you just kept on throwing it to the same guy. It wasn't Sauce. It was somebody else who got those 3 picks off of
Oh no, yeah, it was. I think it was another. I know another player named Wilson, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was him. But you look, stop going to that side. Target something else. He just made really bad decisions. Like, yes, the Jets defense was good, but those decisions were horrible decisions by Josh Allen. He got to be better than that.
Yep, he definitely has to be better. It all depends on decision making when you're under defensive pressure. It's because Josh Allen is as established as he is as a quarterback. He knows how to redeem himself from games like this.
How good do we think Josh Allen really is, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, even in his press conference, he like same-ish, different year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's reminding me of last year. It's the same thing. Like, what did he do in the offseason to work on his interceptions? What did the team do to work on? You know, I hear a lot of people talking about Dak Prescott and him leading the league in interceptions last year, where Josh Allen was right behind him with 14 interceptions and tons of fumbles, but nobody talks about that. But also in the offseason, we've seen that the changes and the new things that Dallas has done to do everything they can to avoid or prevent those interceptions this season, creating a new scheme for Dallas, for Dak, letting him just take what the defense give them, you know, his wide receivers looking to be more in sync with him. Like, they're doing things to help out with the interceptions. What is Buffalo doing? What is Sean McDermott doing? What is Josh Allen doing, you know, to remedy those mistakes? That's a question that I love an answer to from somebody.
Yeah, exactly. And to make a correction, it was this guy named Jordan Whitehead.
Whitehead, that's who it was. Jordan Whitehead.
Why are we sleeping on Jordan Whitehead?
I mean, shouldn't be sleeping on him no more. But Josh Allen got to be better, man. Josh Allen got to be better.
Yeah, and it's good to see some contributions from Brees Hall. He was able to pick up a fumble recovery, which Josh Allen lost. But again, it all just like how when your Cowboys defeated the New York Giants, unfortunately, the Jets won because they had better defense and special teams, not because Zach Wilson is going to be a phenomenal quarterback going forward. They may have managed to win the game today, but at least, but it's going to be very tough to win in the next 5 games, and unfortunately,
they got a crazy schedule. Their schedule is insane. That's why I'm like, they got to bring some. I know that it was rumored that they maybe like might look into Matt Ryan. You know, people are saying to make the phone call to Brady. FYI, Brady's not coming back. He's good. He's
they got the Patriots. Back. They got the KC Chiefs. They got the Denver Broncos on the road. They did beat Denver last year.
They play us next week. Josh Allen. I mean, Zach Wilson is food.
That the Philadelphia Eagles later this week, and of course, my Giants have a game against them.
They have the whole AF. They have the whole NFC East. And they got I believe they play the 49ers. They play the 49ers?
Yet, nah, they don't play the 49ers.
Okay.
But you guys had to play the 49ers.
Yeah, we played in week 5.
Yeah, which leads me to this question. Let's just get to the win-loss predictions. I mean, well, you already won week 1, so we're just gonna scratch that off. But before I continue asking, I gotta ask this question because this one Cowboy fan that I spoke to via DMs, I asked her about a win-loss prediction. She projected to be 17-0. Do you believe your Cowboys going 17-0?
No, we're not gonna go 17-0. We see some pretty tough defenses and complete teams and good offenses. You know, we still have to see our teams in the division. Division games can always be ticky-tacky. Sometimes I don't know which way they could go. I wouldn't have been surprised if the Giants had beat us the other night. We've won 10 straight when Dak Prescott is quarterback, so we were due to lose one. So I wouldn't have been surprised if we had lost. But no, I don't think Dallas is going to go 17-0. No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Now, first off, make sure you picks for the rest of the Dallas Cowboys schedule. Now, we two, do you see it being the New York Jets next week?
For sure. I had them beating the Jets even with Arron Rodgers playing. So that's 2-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Week 3 on the road against the Arizona Cardinals.
That's a dub.
Week 4 at home against New England Patriots.
That's a dub.
Week 5 against a team that took you guys out of the playoffs 2 years in a row.
That's a dub. I got us beating 49ers.
Okay. So you got to start out 5-0. After the week after that, Los Angeles Chargers on the road.
That's a little iffy to me. It's the Kellen Moore revenge game. I don't know which way that could go. So
Monday Night Football, by the way.
Monday Night Football. I'll say we'll lose that one, and I wouldn't be mad. 5 games, kind of need to come off our high horse a little bit. I think we might drop that one to the Chargers.
Okay, week 7 bye week. Week 8, you're at home against Los Angeles Rams.
We're gonna win that game. That's a W.
Okay, week 9, you're going up against the Philadelphia Eagles on the road.
We're gonna at least split with Philly, so I think we win that game in Philadelphia.
Okay. Now, week 10, you face my New York Giants on November 12th on a Sunday.
We're gonna beat y'all. We're gonna sweep y'all this year. Hate to hear, hate to see it, hate to tell you. Sorry.
I would not be surprised. On the road against the Carolina Panthers.
That's a dub.
Okay. Week 12 at home against the Washington Commanders.
That's a dub.
Okay. Week 13 at home against the Seattle Seahawks.
That Seahawks game is a little tricky to me. But I think we can pull off that win. I think we'll win that one.
Okay, that's very interesting. Now, week 14, home against the Philadelphia Eagles. That's on Sunday night.
I think we're gonna lose that one. We're gonna split with them, so that'll be an L. We're gonna lose at home, but we're gonna beat them on the road.
Okay, on the road against the Buffalo Bills. If Josh Allen plays like anything like Josh Allen played yesterday, you should have no problem winning that game. But
my only thing is I don't like it up in Buffalo.
Assuming that Josh Allen got his act together at that point, do you see him winning that game?
I don't. We might drop that game. We might. I don't like it in being in Buffalo. We might drop that game. Yeah.
All right. On the road against the Miami Dolphins.
We might drop that game.
At home against the Detroit Lions.
We're gonna beat the Lions.
Okay. And on the road against the Washington Commanders.
We're gonna beat the Commanders. I got us going 13-4.
Okay. Wow, you know your stuff. That's like 13. Okay, 13-4. Well, it's slightly
so Chargers, Dolphins, Bills, Eagles. Those are the 4 teams that I think we could lose to.
Yeah, that's very realistic. I mean,
we won 12 games last year. I don't see like a problem with me thinking that we could win an additional game. Especially when we didn't have the wide receiver core that we wanted last year. Dak Prescott missed 5 games last year. Barring that everybody stays healthy. And with the run defense coming together, having Stephon Gilmore back there, again having Brandon Cooks and Tony Pollard being running back 1. I don't see what people are like. Y'all not gonna win 14 games. I'm like, we went 12-5 the last 2 seasons. Y'all don't think that the new pieces and the new system could move the needle 1 game up? I think it can. I think that will, and it will go 13-4. That's what I think.
Okay, well, that's pretty much it. Now let's get to your week 2 picks. You already established that the Cowboys are going to beat the Jets.
Yep.
So we'll skip that one. Now this Thursday coming up is the Philadelphia Eagles at home against the Minnesota Vikings.
I think the Vikings lose that game. I think the Eagles win. Eagles start off 2-0.
Okay. Falcons at home against the Packers.
I like the Packers in that game. Jordan Love and balled out. I think I like the Packers in week 2.
Okay, fair enough. And now we get to the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Buffalo Bills. Now I have a fan that said, and now I have somebody fan that says that the Las Vegas Raiders are going to win 13 games. Do you believe in that?
The Raiders
going 13-4.
They're not going to win 13 games, man. They're not going to win 13 games, and they're not going to win against Buffalo. Buffalo's not going to start off 0-2. I don't think they're going to start off 0-2. I think that this will be a get back week for them. They'll beat the Raiders.
But we'll get more into that after we're done making our picks. But your pick, yeah. Buffalo. You have Buffalo defeating Las Vegas. Good.
Correct.
Bengals, Ravens. That game's going to be in Cincinnati.
I think Joe and them bounce back. I think I got Cincinnati winning that game. But that's going to be a tough game. They back-to-back division games. That's going to be tough for them.
Okay. Detroit Lions at home against the Seattle Seahawks.
The Lions and the Seahawks, you said?
Mm-hmm. It'll be in Detroit, Ford Field.
I like the Lions in that game. I like the Lions in that game.
All right. Tennessee Titans at home against Los Angeles Chargers.
I like the Chargers in that game.
Yep, that's a fact. You got the Chargers winning. Let's see. Chicago Bears on the road against the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's obviously I got Tampa Bay winning that one.
You said who is it?
Chicago Bears on the road against the Tampa Bay Bucks at Raymond James.
Bucks might pull that off. I hate to do it to Justin Fields and them. I want them to start getting rolling. I would hate for them to start off 0-2, but I think that the Bucks win that game. Y'all see Big Baker Mayfield. He doing his thing.
Yep, Baker Mayfield. Somebody sleep on. Kansas City Chiefs on the road against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars,
tough. I think they got Kelsey back though, man. So I think the Chiefs win that game, but I would not be surprised if Jacksonville wins that game.
Yep, they have home field advantage, and they looking to build off of their playoff success last year.
For sure.
Now, the Houston Texans at home against the Indianapolis Colts. The Texans have not won a home game in 2 seasons.
I like the Colts.
Okay.
That's Bryce versus Anthony Richardson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And CJ Stroud versus Anthony Richardson. Because you said the Texans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. That's this week?
Yeah, that's
Texans Colts?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. We got CJ versus Anthony Richardson. Yeah, give me the Colts. Give me the Colts in that game.
Okay. 49ers versus Rams.
The Niners.
It'll be a SoFi, by the way.
It's the Niners. Don't matter. Don't matter if it was on Mars.
Okay. My New York Giants on the road against the Arizona Cardinals.
Y'all bounce back this week. Y'all win that game.
I hope so. Okay, we already went over your picks for the Jets and Cowboys. Next game, Washington Commanders on the road against the Denver Broncos.
That's kind of a tough one. I want to say that the Denver Nuggets. I want to say that Broncos will bounce back. What is that? It's in Denver?
Yeah, it's at Denver.
It's at Denver?
That Mile High.
I like Denver. Give me the Broncos.
Okay. Miami Dolphins on the road against the New England Patriots.
Give me the Dolphins. That's going to be a good defense, though. Dude, I got to see what that defense is going to do with that offense. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I mean, the Patriots played the Philadelphia Eagles a lot tougher than we anticipated.
Yeah, for sure.
Until that catch that got overturned because the guy's toe was out of bounds, that gave Philadelphia the win.
Yeah, for sure. Philly was supposed to lose that game. It's just that the Patriots couldn't convert. So, yeah. But give me the Dolphins.
Yeah. Now we get to the Monday Night Football matchup. The Saints on the road against the Carolina Panthers.
Give me the Saints.
And to wrap it up, the Cleveland Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road.
Give me the Browns. That defense look good, man. Kenny Pickett and them are going to be in some trouble. Give me the Browns.
Okay. So you made some good. So, yeah, I'll make sure to keep it content. Yeah. We're going to continue having this discussion when I come on Sports After Dark. You guys were acting funny. Talk about, you're a Jets fan now? When I was hyping up.
Hey, bro, you said we. I'm like, we? Where we come from? I thought you was a Giants fan.
I am a Giants fan. Listen.
You like every New York team. That's crazy.
And what's wrong with that?
I mean,
I root for the New York
Giants. You got to pick a team.
But I'm really a Giants fan.
Okay.
Giants first, New York always.
I got it. All right, that's cool. I take that.
All right. Yeah. Now this is very interesting. This is going to be very interesting to see what happens this week as the Giants look to bounce back, and your Cowboys are going to take out the New York Jets. Zach boasts Arron Rodgers' injury. So Yeah. Now on to the next topic. On New York Liberty, I'm a little nervous for the damn New York Liberty after what happened against the Mystics in the Barclays Center. Brittany Sykes shut down New York at the buzzer. I'm a little nervous. What are your thoughts? You covered the Mystics all season. What's your overall stand to Washington Mystics? First of all,
if I had to give a word to describe them, one word, it would be defense. It's something that they hang their hat on. They really do pride themselves on defense. And when they are fully healthy, they can hang with any team in the league because of their defense, particularly in Elena Delle Donne, Shakira Austin, and I would be remiss. I should have said this in the video that I made, but I cannot leave out Slim, Brittany Sykes, because she is a defensive monster. But when this team all together locks in defensively, and because listen, they don't have the firepower that the Liberty had. They don't have Brianna Stewart, who we know can give you 30 or 40 on any given night. You know, Sabrina Ionescu, who can cook you from three. And you know, y'all have a couple of other pieces, of course. Y'all have tons of firepower. Most of the teams that the Mystics do, you know, the top teams, the Sun, the Aces, they have a lot of firepower. The defense is what's the equalizer, though. Because if I can defend you, I can roll with you, and we can stay in those low 70s, you know what I'm saying, high 80s, and not, you know, those low 90 type of scores, which is what the somebody like the Aces will give you. The Mystics have a shot. So I know. Tell me, Rafique, the last time the Mystics and the Liberty they played Sunday. Can you read to me Brianna Stewart's numbers?
Brianna Stewart, I believe. Well, they won. She scored about like 9 points the other game. And Elliot Delle Donne was guarding her very well. And I spoke to my co-host about this over the phone. For some reason, they know how to play defense on Brianna Stewart.
Yeah, it's not they. It's Elena Delle Donne.
She can ball against Brianna Stewart. Although she has yet to take out Brianna Stewart when it matters in the playoffs, you saw what Brianna Stewart did during her days in Seattle Storm. You saw what happened.
For sure.
Remember last year when it took him out, and I was just asking Maisha Hines-Allen earlier today in the press conference the difference between playing Brianna Stewart during the playoffs and playing her during the regular season. And one who described, she said, it's way different. That's pretty much how I'm going to describe it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you know, again, firepower, you know, it's another level. You tap into a deeper level when you hit the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you have back-to-back games to kind of learn this team and figure a way out. But again, Brianna Stewart she's the glue. She's what keep them rolling. And when you can stop Brianna Stewart and keep her under 10 points, which is something that Elena Delle Donne and the Mystics are very good at doing, you got a chance.
Yeah, you got a chance indeed. And I got to give the Mystics credit where credit is due. If it weren't for the injuries, they would have finished in the top four. You had Elliot Delle Donne missed about like 29 games to be exact. And everybody else missed like the 14s or somewhere around those realms. Shakira Austin didn't play the other night. Obviously, Ariel Atkins missed some games. Natasha Clown missed some games. But when they're healthy, I can't sleep on the damn Mystics.
Yeah, because of the defense. You just can't.
I can't. Plus, I'm still kind of stuck on those memories of when Chrissy Tolliver, who's obviously out for the season, with injury, they brought her back. She dropped 9 3-pointers against the Liberty during her days at the Garden in 2017. Remember that?
I do remember that. Shout out to Christy, man. You know, we keep her lifted up. That ACL, was it Achilles ACL? I think it's her Achilles.
Yeah, it's an Achilles injury.
Yeah, her Achilles, man. That really sucks. Getting that injury at the end of the year. But yeah, man, the Mystics are unknown to a lot of folks, to folks that watch them and pay attention to them. You know what I mean? For me, they're a dark horse. They are a dark horse that people really shouldn't sleep on because they have such a high level of elite defense.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned this on one of your episodes of that new the Sports After Dark show that you and your peoples made together, like outside of the Twitter space.
After hours. Mm-hmm.
You said something about how the Mystics are the one team that, you know, if it's not going to be the New York Liberty, if it's not going to be the Dallas Cowboys, the Mystics are the one team that have the defense to shut down the Aces. They got a win against some down in DC. They beat the New York Liberty twice. Outside, they're the only team that outside the Dallas Cowboys, they're the only team that's managed to get at least one victory against the two super teams, as everybody described this season. You blew the smoke to New York Liberty at the beginning of the year, and then you end the year with that buzzer beater, man. Part of me was upset, but then I realized, you know what? It's not the WNBA playoffs, so let me calm down.
Yeah, and that what a way to kick off the series. When does the series start? Tomorrow?
Game one, the Liberty and the Mystics is this Friday at the Barclays Center, and then next Tuesday.
It's Friday. It's this Friday. Why did I think it was the 13th? Okay, it's Friday. Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Again, I think that the Mystics can hang. That's a good team in New York, man. Again, we already know what Stewie and Sabrina bring. That's a good ball club. You know what I mean? And again, they have the wins and have racked up the wins and are a top team in the league for a reason. So we'll see. I'm excited though.
Yep, we'll see. AD. Now we about to make our picks for who's going to get out the first round of the 2023 WNBA playoffs. First up, Liberty versus Mystics. Are you confident the Mystics can take out the Liberty in the first round in 3 games?
I'm a little nervous.
I'm nervous too.
I'm very nervous. That being home back to back, that home court advantage. It didn't matter. We just, the Mystics just beat them on Sunday in New York. I just think that I wish that we had a little more firepower. If Elena Delle Donne can find a way to contain Breanna Stewart for 2 of those games to get wins, then obviously we know what that'll equate to. But I think that the Liberty may just be a little much, especially if Shakira Austin is not playing. Shakira Austin not playing is essential. And I don't know about you, but I haven't really heard any word of her, playing this Friday.
They never talked about it in the press conference.
I don't know. There's rumblings that I've heard that she's potentially probably done for the year. They just haven't said anything yet. I'm hoping that that's not the case, but because she's needed. She's just so good. She's needed. Her rebounds, her scoring, her defense, she's needed. Without Shakira Austin, and this has always been my thing with the Mystics, fully healthy, they can hang with these teams. Fully healthy includes Shakira Austin. So if they don't have Shakira Austin, I don't think that they get past the Liberty in the first round. So I give it to the Liberty without Shakira Austin. With Shakira, they got a shot.
Yeah. How many games you had the Liberty winning? 2 or 3?
Because what is it? The first round is
Barclays. If you guys win 1 and the Liberty win 1, game 3 will be in the DC, but that'll be 1 week from Friday.
Oh, okay. They'll win. I think the Misses can get 1 out of this first 2 in New York. So I think 3. I think that the Liberty will win 3.
Okay, Liberty in 3. Next series, the Minnesota Lynx and the Connecticut Sun. Now, I've talked about this in previous episodes. The Connecticut Sun, congratulations to Stephanie White for keeping this Connecticut Sun team at least somewhat of a title contender, even with Brianna Jones out for the season due to an injury, and the Jocko Jones coming to the New York Liberty. You gotta give credit where credit is due to the Connecticut Sun. And even though they only managed to
they've been hanging in there.
They've been hanging around. And Alyssa Thomas, I almost said Alyssa Thomas, my bad, but Alyssa Thomas, she's having the best season of her life, leading the league in triple doubles, assists, and rebounds. If Breanna Stewart and Asia Wilson wasn't candidates for MVP, she probably would take the nod. So, what are your overall thoughts of the way Connecticut was able to hang themselves this year?
Yeah, so I kind of like a surprise team. I didn't expect them to be that good. Like you said, shout out to coaching and those girls up there that's been that's kind of kept it together. I did not expect the Sun to really be in the conversation. I knew it was going to be the Aces. I knew it was going to be the Liberty. I didn't expect the Sun to be in the conversation, but shout out to them for showing up. And they've made games very difficult for the Mystics when we've played them. That's a good ball club. So yeah, shout out to them. They've been balling. Because I think they locked up to like the 3rd seed. You know what I'm saying? So like shout out to them.
Minnesota Lynx, who was in the 6th seed. And I can't sleep on the Minnesota Lynx when the Liberty are done with the Mystics that could be our potential opponents.
Yeah. Give me the Sun in that series though. Give me the Sun.
Damian Miller is a stud. Nafisa Collins is going to make sure that they hang with hang with the Connecticut Sun, and obviously they got Caleb McBride, who's an underrated shooter. You still got on Ariel Powers, I believe, she's on the roster, and you got a couple other pieces and you got other pieces that can say, you know what, we can hang with some of the best of the WNBA. Cheryl Reeve built this roster from the ground up.
Yeah, give me the Sun though. All of that with the link, I get it, but I like the confidence. I like the way I've been seeing the Sun play. Give me the Sun. I think they win in 2.
Okay,
2 games.
Sun in 2. Next up, the Chicago Sky and the Las Vegas Aces. Last playoff series, or should I say playoff game, the Aces Sky took each other out. Derrica Hamby made the half-court shot. She's now the team more. She plays for the Los Angeles Sparks, their home. But several years later, the Aces are defending champions. The Chicago Sky, we did not expect them to be back in the playoffs, but with the limited teams not making it, it's hard not to imagine them making it. Yeah. So what do you think about the way that the Chicago Sky hang themselves after losing a lot of pieces in the offseason?
Yeah. Shout out to them. They lost Candace Parker, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's a huge loss, you know, and they've managed to find their way. I think this is the 5th season straight that they've made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah. So shout out to them for like hanging in there. Typically when you lose a star of that magnitude and a Candace Parker, you know, you typically hang your head, you know, just kind of wait for the picks to come in, just kind of look back to rebuild. But shout out to them for getting it done. None of that'll matter though, because you can give me the Aces in 1 for real, but because they gotta go 2 or 3 games, give me the Aces in 2. I don't think any of that's gonna matter. Is Candace Parker due to come back anytime soon?
No, she's not coming back. She's out indefinitely.
She's out for the season.
Well, indefinitely.
What's wrong? What's her injury?
Well, she has like kind of like an ankle injury.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Aces in 2.
Yep.
Now, final series, the Dallas Wings and the Atlanta Dream. Welcome back to the playoffs, Atlanta Dream. Ryan Howard, you do a phenomenal job carrying this team. I mean, if it weren't for my New York Liberty sweeping in the last week of the season last year, you probably would have been in the playoffs over us. But at the very least, they corrected that ship, and they're in the playoffs this year. And but what are your overall impressions about the way the Atlanta Dream were able to hold their own and keep this team together on the way towards being the 5th seed?
Yeah, they look good. You know, just played them. That's the last game I covered with the Mystics. The last home game they played against the Atlanta Dream. And you know, they won. They're pesky. They don't go away. They play a little bit of bully ball from what I saw. You know, they like to play. They like to kind of get busy out there. So shout out to them for making it. But I really like the Dallas Wings. I like what I've been seeing from the Wings this year. I like the Wings. I like the Wings in 3. I think that the Dream are going to get them some go, but I think that ultimately it'll be the Wings in 3. They have, you know, based on, I know it's a couple of folks, you know, that be in our Twitter world that, you know, shout out to Jody. She covers the Wings, and you know, I've been able to kind of keep up with what they've been doing via her. So shout out to her for being on their beat, and they look good. 4th seed. You know what I'm saying? They're the 4th seed, right? Yeah,
it's a 4-5 seed matchup with the Dallas Wings being 4
yeah. So they showed out. But give me the Wings in 3. I do think that the Dream are gonna make it competitive. They ain't just gonna walk all over them.
Yeah, exactly. Now for my picks with the WNBA playoffs. Liberty, I have the Liberty winning in 2.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Connecticut Sun winning in 2. Aces winning in 2.
Oh, wow.
And the Dallas Wings, that game will go 3. I'll agree with you. I'm going to share a break with this one. It's going to go 3 games. The only difference, it's going to go 3 games. Okay. I'm going to share agree with you on that one. Yeah. I'm not confident about the Liberty winning on the road if they have to go to D.C. Sorry, the Liberty are the only New York team without a championship. I need them to win 1. But you have a chance now. I mean, after the season that they've had, I like our chance.
Listen, it is very confident. I mean, it's very possible is what I'm saying. You should be confident. It's possible. They're the one team, even without an incredibly stout defense, Because I think do they have like what's y'all defense ranked? I think it's like
We're like in the top
like,
4 defensive scoring.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, y'all can hang with the aces. Y'all got the firepower. Again, Asia Wilson and them, they ain't no jokes. Like I completely understand that. But if anybody can hang firepower for firepower, defense for defense, the most complete team to hang with the aces would be the Liberty. So
Exactly.
have a little bit of confidence. Y'all be balling up there.
Yeah, you're right. We should have a little confidence. And you should have a little confidence too. I mean, you covered the Big Six, and obviously,
I'm confident in my girls, man. I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yep, I'm excited indeed. Now, let's just end this conversation. Let's just, well, not really end, but because there's probably some more to talk about. But there's been a couple episodes ago, I managed to have a couple guys debate about Micheal Jordan and LeBron James. That's this long-term debate between LeBron and Michael J for years. I'm just gonna ask you, up until this point, who's had a better career? Who do you think is better, LeBron or Micheal Jordan?
People just love this argument, don't they? Listen, I don't want to reveal my age, but I saw a little bit of MJ. I wasn't maybe as old enough to be able to comprehend it, but I saw a little bit of MJ. But just winning 6 finals, man. You know what I'm saying? Just reinventing the game, being that influential. I wanna be like Mike, like just his overall, just him, the influence, the culture shift, his game. His size. He wasn't even as big as LeBron, and he was able to get busy. He remember, they showed even on The Last Dance how he had to bulk up. You know what I mean? And put some pounds on him. A walking bucket, man. MJ was a walking bucket. To me, it's MJ. LeBron up there. I'm not gonna reveal where I have LeBron in that conversation. He's up there though. You know what I'm saying?
They're in the same living room. If you listen to my episode where I had Ryan Walker and Patrick Pollard on the show earlier this year, I mean, I asked Patrick Pollard, like, what do you always thought about LeBron as a player? And then led to this heated debate between Michael Jordan and LeBron James.
Yeah.
Me and Ryan, we kind of had to put him in his place.
Yeah.
That LeBron James is right in the same living room with Michael Jordan. Look at the teams Michael Jordan defeated to win championships in the 90s, and look who LeBron James defeated in 2010.
That's fair. That's fair. They're in the same house for sure. They're in the same house. It's just
LeBron lost.
I feel like the thing that always
let's not forget LeBron is the all-time leading scorer. He passed Kareem
for sure. He's also played more years than Jordan did, so he better have passed him. LeBron's been playing for 20 years. How many years did Jordan play? You know what I'm saying? Like
missed 2, played for 4 more, missed 2, and then played for 2.
That don't sound like 20 years to me. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron, and he's still going. Nobody's even gonna catch that LeBron scoring record because he has been that incredible and that delicate with his body over these years and keeping it in tip-top shape. He really can continue to play. He can continue to go. He's definitely in the conversation as far as the greatest of all time. I will give you that. But what seems to be the different separator to me has always been LeBron James' mentality versus Michael Jordan's. And I've just always appreciated Michael Jordan's mentality a little bit more than I've appreciated LeBron's. You know what I'm saying? That killer mentality. And my argument is always Michael's killer mentality never turned off. It never turned off. We've seen throughout the LeBron's career that we've seen him have that killer mentality, but then we've seen him not be a killer. We've seen him have it. We see him not have it. It's a switch with LeBron, up and down, up and down. You see it sometimes, you don't. You get flashes of it sometimes, you don't. And that doesn't make him a great player because he's a great player. But for me, I need that killer all the time. And that killer all the time is Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Exactly. That's true. Although Michael Jordan has his moments where he's passing up game-winning shots to remember Paxson, the game winner against the Phoenix Suns to win the 1993 championship?
Yeah.
Or was it 1992? I don't.
One of those.
One of those wells. But let's not forget, LeBron James. He's not just he's very unselfish. I see the pass up again with his shot to what's his name, Larry Hughes against the Washington Wizards. But then I also seen him hit game winners against the Washington Wizards in his very first playoff series win of his NBA career. And then he carried them past the Detroit Pistons when they were down 2-0. It wasn't up until you faced the San Antonio Spurs that's when you noticed that 2007 NBA Finals team Cavalier team wasn't really that great.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, LeBron is selfish. I get that, but there's been a lot of times when LeBron could have just turned it on and just been that dog that I'm looking for him to be. Again, it doesn't make him a bad player because he can turn that switch on and off, and MJ's just happen to stay on all the time. Even in those moments with MJ, that was him being a killer. That was him, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he may have passed up the game winner, but tell me what MJ did the rest of that entire game. You know what I'm saying? Like, did he ball that entire game or did he defer all game? You know what I'm saying? We've seen games where LeBron will defer all game where we want you to step in and do you. Take it. It's yours. There's nobody that can stop you. You're LeBron James. Do you. And we've seen times and time again where he doesn't have that killer instinct. That's just my opinion. But he's a hell of a player.
Exactly. And I respect your opinion 100%. But let's not forget, just like Micheal Jorden for the entire 2010s, after losing in the second round against the Boston Celtics, LeBron James was beating up literally every single team in the Eastern Conference.
For sure.
He beat my New York Knicks. I should know. He beating up the Brooklyn Nets. He swept the Atlanta Hawks like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, LeBron is a dog. I ain't taking that away from him. LeBron. It took me a long time to realize, all right, he's that guy. But me, you got to give me Michael. You got to give me MJ, man. You know, this league is a bit softer. You know what I'm saying?
MJ was playing this league. It would have been the same losing category as LeBron James. Let's just end it like that.
Mm-hmm. You're not all up on Michael. You ain't checking him all the way down the court. You ain't putting all them hands and stuff on him. Michael Jordan gonna go crazy. MJ gonna go crazy. You're not putting no tough bodies on him because it's a foul. Anytime he drive, he's getting to the line. In this league, in this league, I think MJ will be racking them up. That's what I'm saying. Like, he'd be racking up championships. He'd be racking up wins, all NBAs. He'd be racking them up because the game has gotten a bit softer. And that's just for the safety of the players, but it really has gotten a bit, you blow on somebody. And I mean, there are games back when you watch like old like plays or old like film of MJ where, you know, he's telling the ref that's a foul. He had that kind of pull and they would call the foul. Can you imagine in this day? All you gotta do is blow on him and he's at the line. Like,
I don't know about that, Ashley. Let's not forget. I've had this argument with my cousin so many times. If Micheal Jordan was playing this era, you couldn't hang with the Stephen Currys and the Klay Thompsons of our era, especially with the way the 3-point shooting evolved. Seriously,
he would be hanging. He'd be hanging because he's a playmaker. He can get to the rack. He can get to the hole. His mid game was incredible, and he can get to the rim.
Really, he can hang with Kobe Bryant in the mid to late 2000s, since early 2010s. May God rest his soul.
For sure, he could. I think that Michael could transcend. I think that Michael could transcend. I think that Michael could transcend eras for sure.
Bryant, back when he was in the early stages of his career in the late 90s, when Kobe Bryant's career just started.
Yeah,
it's not going to slow down Kobe Bryant in the back end of the 2000s, early 2010s when he make the Lakers his prime. Let's just leave it at that.
I mean, that's
LeBron can hang with those players.
No, I think if you're talking about a prime MJ can hang with those players.
A prime MJ, really?
Yeah, for sure. I absolutely believe that. I ain't backing down from that. A prime MJ, y'all is tripping. Ain't no way.
I'm not backing down from my debate with LeBron James.
LeBron is amazing though. LeBron is dope.
Outside the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs, back when Tim Duncan was in his prime, LeBron can hang with anybody in the league.
Yeah.
And well, even though he did lose to Jokic to the playoffs earlier this year, but he beat Jokic to the playoffs before. So what does that matter?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, the LeBron MJ debate, I try to stay away from that. I ain't gonna lie. There's a whole lot of factors that go into that LeBron.
Well, consider this a preparation for that debate to be break up in Sports After Dark. Consider
they've had that debate a million times, man. In Sports After Dark, I'm over it. I'm over that debate.
All right. Well, yeah. To wrap up the show, like, why don't you let everybody know about what you've been up to in the media space? I mean, I see you still been covering the Mystics. You're still working for the Bets QT. I mean, like,
BetQL.
BetQL. Like, what, like, How's that experience like for you a year later compared to the last time you came on the show talking about it?
Yeah, BetQL is amazing. Make sure y'all follow them, BETQL, where you get all your betting insights. They do the thinking for you, tell you what to bet. You know what I'm saying? Make you make you a smarter, better. Sports After Dark After Hours is rolling on YouTube. You can go to the YouTube page, Sports After Dark. Me, Lou, Young Heavy, and Mark Gunnels run the show. As a matter of fact, we had Joy Taylor on last night. So if you got a chance, go back and watch the show. It was pretty dope. And then, of course, we still have the Twitter Spaces, Sports After Dark. And those are every Sunday nights, Monday nights, and Thursday nights after the primetime games for football. I mean, football is here. We in football mode. So it's really exciting. Again, still covering the Mystics. I'm excited to see their series start and see what they do in the playoff against the Liberty. Hey, we might get an upset. You never know. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been having going on.
Yeah, I got some coverage. Well, I'm still going to be locked into the WNBA.
Yeah, I've been seeing you. I've been seeing you working, man.
Yeah. You know what? You're going to come to cover at least one game in the Barclays Center at some point.
I might try to get up to that New York game. I got to see what I can do.
Yeah, and why don't you tell me? Yeah, you mentioned you interviewed Joy Taylor. I mean, I'm contacting her, but she hasn't come after me. But whatever. You mentioned you interviewed. Like, why don't you tell me about like the whole what she taught you as far as being a better media professional in the space?
Learning to kind of just stay in my lane and own it. She's really good with that and that type of advice, owning your lane. Just constantly putting out content. You know what I mean? You never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. You never know who's, looking for new content creators or new talent. You just never know. So that's one of the things she taught me to like kind of get more involved in your local areas and you know what I mean, making sure that you're being consistent because consistency is key. So yeah, she's been incredible with that.
Yeah, exactly. And also gotta give a shout out to my work to Planted Not Berries over there in Washington. She managed to get laid a gig, hosted her own podcast that's focused on the Philadelphia Phillies and the Philadelphia Union.
Shout out to Renee.
I believe it's called Philadelphia Sports or whatever it's called. But you got to give a shout out to her because she's doing phenomenal work covering the Philadelphia Union and New York and then Gotham NY soccer team. Phenomenal.
Yeah, she's been on fire. Shout out to Renee. That's my girl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Kelsey Nicole Nelson, being a professor at Georgia.
Yeah, shout out to my sister, Kelsey Nicole, and Brian H. Waters. And, those guys are just doing their thing. They're amazing.
Yeah. And that'll do with this episode. Nothing but that sports talk with Ashley Baker. Rafique Louison. We'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of football, the WNBA playoffs, and we continue creating content out there. So everybody out there, we'll see you next time.